Okay, так. So today we study Möbius. How Möbius making his perspective. Perspective. It's also interesting. I notice now new feature on YouTube, highlighting people who I mentioned during video. So Möbius, Jean Giraud. Let's make a longer list. Later we'll find some names. Так. So first picture is this notorious one. Fallen dude. Так. So here obviously it's kind of vanishing point here. So, and like it's very clear y-axis, vanishing point for y-axis, and it's very messy with all other axes because there's so many surface. So actually it kind of you can say, oh, I don't need to draw any more axes, but actually we can take this one. Let's take this one for Z and X axis. So let's see. So this like a balcony, or yeah, it's kind of balcony something. Let's go here. And now I notice that this grid, this x-axis for this part, kind of actually relate to this part too. So we can say they are following same x grid. Let's do like this. And Z is here. Okay, maybe let's do kind of this. So this will be Z. Okay, so let's just simple. So it's kind of this balcony here, then this balcony here. I think many manga artists been inspired by this illustration, by this frame from comic book. It's like it reminds already Tsutomu Nihei, it reminds Masamune Shiro, kind of this like multi-layers, like many layers of kind of sci-fi environment. Okay, so and here is a dude, so he will be is like box for his body here, like this. So it's like his pelvis and rib cage. Then leg. Okay, so let's also like if talk about body, right? So I put together ribcage and pelvis, so it's like this kind of box, and then you know, it's kind of very basic thing is like making pipe, like we have this pipe here, and this kind of pipes, and then kind of rectangles for feet. Same, his hand is like pipes, and rectangle for how's it called? For hand. Так. Hello, Nat Jackson. Так. Just. So, like I tell yesterday about study interesting reference for interiors, so you can kind of like enhance your visual library with an interesting idea for like what kind of possible interior you can do, right? And simultaneously you enhance your ability because you're practicing also how to draw various scenario, various interiors, like different angles, different combinations. So sometimes it's like round stairs, sometimes like many floors inside interior, have people somewhere and stuff like that. So, and this one kind of this This is a very kind of universal scene here, right? So you can use it for many kind of variations. You can make many variations of that, like movie Fifth Element, for example. It's also kind of homage for this. I actually don't remember what was first, this picture or Fifth Element. So anyway, they're like kind of same scene when Mila Jovovich kind of jumping and falling down. So it can be like, or it can be like character opposite. He can fly up from bottom, some kind of Superman in the future. Or just it might be like exposition, like when you begin your story and there's like this view of environment. So there you can find article where Moebius he talk about like advice for comic book artists, and he talking that perspective is super essential. You really need to be confident with perspective. You need to have good foundations. You need to watch Jim Bond tutorials YouTube channel. This kind of he emphasized it's like most important. So first of all, I want to tell you, follow, share, and all this stuff. Jinbon tutorials. So you will be like craziest perspective artist in history. Doing some birds. Also, we'll do some more tutorials about Kim Jong-gi, like how to draw cars in perspective, in this crazy fisheye perspective. Right here, a little miss. Go here. Так. Oh, can make music. Let's do music one. This music is weird. And let's just quiet for background. Hello, hello. Так. I have their good cyberpunk. So, and you see again, like working with iteration, with this step-by-step approach. When I first like establish perspective grid, then establish surface, and now when I have surface, I can make like textures on it, like can put some stains, scratches, stuff like that. So it make process really feel like interactive, feel like I'm working with real matter, you know. So that's why also, like, if you able to draw like volumetric forms, 3D objects, you will feel more it feels like more realistic and more interactive when you build 3D objects, because it feels like something real, instead of working only like with the lines imitating something. So basically I just make everything follow perspective grid, this kind of idea of perspective. And here we can see like this left top and bottom right, there follow this grid with this vanishing point and z and x. When others, they just follow in y vanishing point, and I pretty much random draw their sides, you see. So you just make it dynamic, and as long as they follow y-axis, y vanishing point, they're kind of integrated properly. So it's like I don't need to be very precise with this area here. So this one was totally connected to perspective grid. All this area only connected to this vanishing point. And important also point here, when you practice like this, when you study artists like this, don't copy everything. Don't try to copy like every detail, or like worry about make it like super precise. What you practice, you actually practice like a method. You practice method. You practice technique. So it's like, what is a sequence? So here I show you what is sequence here. Sequence is composition, perspective grid. Like you establish this perspective grid and composition with pencil, and after you draw ink over it. This kind of classical sequence. And you kind of practice to build this scene using this approach, using this sequence. This is what you practice. Being super precise is not your focus here. Your focus is just to make sure kind of it follows the sequence, you know. So it's like elements attached to perspective grid. I just want to experience it. I want to experience this work in the progress, kind of, right? So it's how it feels to draw this scene. So even like here, like instead of 6 people, I draw 3 people. So what? Like I practice drawing people here. So it's kind of, you know, just be more like a little more general. You know, like I don't need to copy their clothes, like what clothes exactly they're wearing, and things like this, you know. Like, yeah, it's interesting to practice draw like people here, like their different scale, some very close, some very far. Interesting to put some birds, interesting to draw this figure in perspective and stuff like this, right? So you're practicing like subject and elements of this scene. Oh, hello, Carlos. No, kind of almost beginning. Yeah, so I just kind of repeating same stuff about like iterative principle. So we need to practice and repeat like sequence, this idea of working on the steps, working on the stages. Don't do like, instead of trying to do everything in one time, kind of like in one go, it's like, oh, I want to draw a picture. Instead of this, you make small task, and each time you work on one small task, you know. So this is why it's like making artwork is same as making any project. So it's also, you need to plan, you need to you need to see what kind of steps you will need to do, what kind of techniques you will need to use to make picture you wish, you plan, kind of, right? And when I was teach children in art studio, and there was like many like very very young children, like I have even like 2.5-year-old student. I was like, what kind of parents expect from me to teach children in so young age? Like what special I can teach them, what when they never even hold the brush, you know. So I kind of I tell everything like how I think. So I tell parents, in this age you can just draw together with your children. You just buy some watercolor, buy some crayons, and have time together. Just have fun. Sit at home and draw. This is more important. I just have a kind of experience with adults, like some relationship, emotional kind of this moments, kind of, right? And so children will interact with adults and see, like, learn from them something like behavior and whatever. But they still keep kind of insist, kind of bring their children to my class. So I think, okay, I need to figure out what is actually useful I can do for children in arts classes. And I find out that when I teach drawing, and I think it's really like everybody should think like this, like when we teach children, like younger 10-year-old, more important is not about art, it's about being like teach them project thinking, kind of, so they can think and they can make plan, you know, so they can like break down subject into small steps, so they can follow small steps and get to result they want. This kind of is project thinking. So like in the beginning of class I was show them picture, some like very looks like very complicated pictures. They're like, oh my god, I cannot believe I can draw like this, it's impossible. Like all of them say like, it's impossible, I will never draw like this. And I say, okay, if you will follow my instructions, you will have this kind of this drawing like in the end of class. And they say, okay. So what we do, I show them material. I say, like, if you want to make this picture, you need to use this material. Then you need to use this material properly, because each material has their own kind of their own, you know, way to use them. So they should have their own technique, and you need to learn this technique, how to use watercolor, how to use pencil. So I show them techniques and in which sequence you apply these techniques, and then slowly from general to particular, from general go into details, you build this picture. And this how every project is done. Every project is made like this. You need to see kind of this trajectory, kind of, right? You need to see how you can get there. You need to see like which moves, like which step you need to do. And you need also realize this kind of how our world works, because there is a tools and there is a rules. You need to know how to use tools, and you need to know what kind of rules must be applied, kind of what kind of rules you need to follow. That's all, and you can do anything. So it's just about understanding and be kind of diligent. So you cannot jump over this. You need to follow proper kind of technology. And to learn technology, first, of course, you go to professionals. That's why only education, it's master and how it's called, apprentice. I believe only this system, master and apprentice. So somebody go to master, and master show him how things done. So apprentice learn from master, like actual effective techniques. You cannot learn from somebody who do nothing, you know. So it should be somebody who like have experience, like, and results, who have experience of success. That's why it's weird to choose the leaders who doesn't have experience of success or any skill. That's very dubious. Так. Hello, Merck. Yeah, cool, thank you. Yeah, it's kind of nice outlet where I can talk about what I'm thinking. So, share my ideas. By the way, like, if, just in case, if you teach like in a studio, or you teach children, like art teacher or stuff like that, I can share with you my methods. Like for me, I'm not like, now I'm not so interested to teach children myself, but no, I do workshops sometimes, like for a short time. I don't like to do it like on a daily basis. But I have this kind of my methods. I think they're very efficient, so can use to work with children, and I think like they can even be useful if you want to make like art classes for children, like you want to make art studio to teach children. I have this ink. Yeah, so I'm kind of third generation teacher. Like my mother was director of kindergarten, and I've been kind of like all my childhood I was like walking around there, and my grandmother, like my grandmother also was teachers. Like one was in a all life work with children in kindergarten, other was teacher, like teach physics and math in a school. So I think maybe it's also kind of in my genes to have this kind of interest in education. Because I think there is not only it's not only about interest and passion. There are also certain qualities what teachers must to have, and sometimes they don't have, even they work like in a school, but they don't have like very essential qualities for teacher. It's kind of creepy. Okay, let's see next. So here interesting, you see we can use this bird as a guide for perspective grid. So it's like one is like, let's say this will be X, and this wings showing us Z axis. And horizon line, it looks like horizon line somewhere like on the top of picture, somewhere like here, because it should be like ellipse here, or at least we should see like if horizon line higher than this, we will see some top surface of this, right? But we doesn't see top surface here. So horizon line, I assume, is kind of here somewhere. So it's interesting. And I think it's just he being like little sloppy with perspective in this picture, because it seems like horizon line, or it's like exactly on the edge, or above picture plane. Так, so anyway, so let's do kind of this. Four wings. And wing cat arrive. So in this picture here is interesting, it's like so many organic shapes, but still there is perspective behind it, and so this kind of good example. So how to use perspective in this kind of environments. Can't distracting me. And verticals, maybe just vertical here. What other moment here, it's this curves. So let's say, I'll show example. So we have horizon line here and this vanishing point. and it's like a square, right? So we have squares in perspective, etc. So if we put ellipse in each square, so we will see how a ratio will be changed. So what's this ratio? Ratio between minor and major axis. So it's like, so let's say if I show here another example, so let's do here. So far from horizon, ellipse like this. So we have major, like long axis, this one, and short axis like this. Closer, it will become more flat, kind of more narrow, right? So, and more narrow. And on the horizon line, it will be just a line, right? So this ratio between minor and major axis is changing. It's not about distance, it's not about how it far away. No, it's just about how close it to eye level, right? To horizon line or eye level. So it's closer to eye level, yeah, it's kind of, we don't see anymore this surface. We don't see this, so ratio is changed. So if I kind of make an this kind of curve, it will be like change from it will change from more open to more and more like kind of condensed, you know. Let's do here like this. So because like if we have square in perspective, then we put ellipse in perspective, and there this curve line is like is kind of half of ellipse, right? So you can kind of play with it to build it, like try to draw it in perspective sometime. Or at least notice it. So this is what he doing here. So he have like also it's like pretty much eyeballed, but it's like this more big one ellipse, and then here have more squeezed ellipse. And because like it's little more free form, but principles still work here. So like more far, more squeeze. So also kind of drawing forms in perspective. Sometimes it's work like more essential principles and distort them and, you know, adjust Так. So same like here will be this kind of ellipse, and here this kind of more open. So, and also it's kind of like here, like I say, it's a little sloppy. It's not super precise perspective here. I think he even maybe don't draw pencil like draft for perspective. He just rely to his eye kind of here, right? So, but what I notice also from my practice a lot, like I have like hundreds of drawings of outdoors, when I've been just apply kind of very lousy kind of apply this kind of principles. So it's like when you just show like one object bigger and far away object smaller, it already feels like correct, you know. And when it's you make it correct enough, and mistakes they're not crucial, nobody care. So here is like in the Möbius, here is like is a little not perfect kind of, but we can like make a discussion around it. Somebody can like tell me like everything perfect here and all stuff like that, but actually nobody care. It's good enough. This right, like it's look right. So because he make this thing here, so then almost forgot bird. So bird. And this kind of actually like little lack of accuracy, just like this kind of slight distortions, slight mistake in your work, is actually what make your work also special and like better than a perfect draft, right? Because yeah, you can, after all, you can just take a ruler and you can start to sit and build in this perfect draft, and then it will look just like kind of technical drawing, you know. And we better have this like little wobbliness, like a little little missing kind of. Yeah, so you see again, everything in perspective is hard at the beginning, is like it's a pain, it's it's crazy, like it feels horrible, like when you first time try to draw people in perspective. It's kind of too many stuff to control. But you need to get through this, and you can find like many like less like not so stressful way to train this, and one way to practice this less stressful way is to copy your favorite artist. Because you do it not for exhibition, you do it not for showing off, it's not your work, right? You don't try to make it look like it's your thing. you only want to learn. So it's already like a little relief. And it's always beneficial, because kind of after all you always need this kind of mileage. You need to get through this pain of have like zero experience. You need to have at least some practice, at least some drawings of stuff in perspective, with the people, with objects. And here this form is just these cloudy shapes, overlapping cloudy shapes. So just and this very interesting pattern for waves, how he drew waves here. So, and this also like cliffs, or how it's called. Okay, so we see we have this contact water with the rock. So here I draw this rock, shows this shape. Then these rocks, as like I show already, it's a shape, and then some overlapping. And I can look at this and say like, okay, I understand it. And I can also sit and redraw it myself, which is like much better. So then we have these rocks here, Again, it's like overlapping, like 1, 2, 3. It's kind of following their own grid, their own perspective grid. So here also interesting thing about perspective grids. Like let's say I don't have horizon line, right? So I have this kind of perspective grid. And vertical here. So if I draw a square in this perspective, this square will be like this, right? And so I can draw a lot of stuff following this perspective. But if, like here, I have something rotated, and maybe it's not only one object, maybe it's a group of objects, so I can say like, oh, they need their own perspective grid. But it's it still have same y-axis, and this new perspective grid means like it should follow same horizon line. So it's like this one have horizon line somewhere here, right? Like very far away. So I just not able to see this horizon line to make sure I kind of properly establish like rotated perspective grid. So how can I do this? It's try to rotate this this square, so it's like, you know, like it look like this. So I can turn him little, so it's like will be same kind of square but rotated, same kind of ratio, right? So, and then now this square give me idea of this perspective grid. In their kind of methods you can, okay, maybe you can do it here. So I can put ellipse and I can rotate. So, and I use this square as a guide for another grid. So it's like they're following same horizon line. So like here, what I try to do. I hope it I hope it's clear. Так. So let's see. Back here, so we have this grid. It's also give us direction of waves. Like here, it's and it's like, it's interesting. It's like he's showing direction of water movement. Так. So, and here we have some shapes for Earth. for these rocks. So, and this what also like what I see Möbius doing here. It's like again when you have this kind of perspective grid, you also have you know what kind of squares will be, right? So if I have other, let's say, stronger foreshortening, so we can also follow this foreshortening. So squares will be like this here, and will be more flat there. So same with ellipse, right? Like ellipse will be more open here and more flat there. And same with more like free form. I will try to make them more narrow far away. Like it's more open like this here, and more narrow there. So it just makes it feel aligned to perspective grid. This how also you can see the artist draw clouds. So you do cloud like when it's closer here, it will be like more big kind of open form like this, right? Like this shadow, let's say, under cloud. And the farther away it will be less open, and somewhere like very far away it's just flat like this. And it's not ellipse, it's not square, it's just some kind of free form, some shape, but this is what happened. You can kind of also put, you can like again, you can like, this is square, right? And inside this square we have this free form. So this is what we need also to train kind of in our eye. And it's okay if like it's feels little too much at first time. It's okay, no problem. At first you need to be at least aware about this. So now you know, and then you will eventually you will practice it, you will apply it in your work. And you can also make it like a funny, like mind, it's called like mind flow drawing practice. So it's like you have your piece of paper, and you draw like stuff in perspective, kind of like far away, more narrow. You draw like curves. Maybe again, maybe it's like clouds in the sky and this like horizon in the river. Yeah, maybe it's like a river here, and you try to show this curve, like how it became more sharp edge and more open, closer to camera. Make some cyberpunk again. Same, let's do this one. It's like flying bubble. Так. We'll do it square. So we can see like what kind of perspective grid for this bubble ship or bubble vehicle. We see this sofa, right? So this sofa is our, let's be, z axis, and this direction here, it's x axis. You see, so, and it seems vertical axis is just vertical lines. So it's kind of two vanishing point perspective grid. So let's see. Put this ball here. Maybe make it bigger. So here is like composition sketch, just like general shapes. And yeah, and you already also you can notice like what he do. He like higher closer to horizon line in this more like horizontal, this thing, right? Here is go horizontal, and now it's go more vertical. You see, so it's like closer to horizon line, everything like little more like horizontal, like with these ellipses they're more flat, like here is more flat, here is more open. So this is how you can show this kind of perspective. So it's more flat, more horizontal, and then vertical. It's kind of very subtle, but now you will see it. So also like if we are Scott Robertson, he will like kind of make square from this ellipse. He will just see kind of this degree of square and then can make perspective grid, right? But me, I will look, because I can find these details here, so there suggests me this Z and X axis. So I will look at them. So it's kind of like this. So it's like cup or similar with the wheel. So let's say if we draw side view of this ship, kind of this. So pilot, he sit here, here's co-pilot chair, so when we build it in perspective, it's kind of this. Or like a dish, you know. Same like chair in perspective, dude in perspective. And then you can make a chair round. So when you have this grid, it allow you at any moment like put this squarish object to follow the grid. Like his cockpit or horse. So it's interesting, you see even like this, like free form drawing, everything kind of aligned to grid. Also, like this ellipses more open more narrow on the far away. Same as like, imagine like a buns, right? Like a muffins. I don't know. It's this trees, or like a broccoli, right? So closer to us, it will be more like this, more round. Farther or higher, closer to horizon line, it will be more flat. So this is what Möbius also doing here with this. You see, like here it's almost circle, it's kind of broccoli shape, and here he start to make it like a little more flat. Like here we can see. And like I told before, I have this tutorial how to sketch nature. On the farther we go, more abstract things became. So if here you can like think about like you're drawing something looks like a tree, then on the far away like this, it even doesn't look like anything like a tree. It's a pattern, and we just trick our brain to believe it's kind of trees there. But when what we actually draw, we draw pattern, we draw this interesting texture kind of, and you need to kind of also train your mind for this stuff. Because if you will try to draw tree, like having this kind of attempt of drawing tree, it will feel like you're destroying space. So here's some buildings. So we can remind y axis here, just vertical. Stuff. Okay, so I'll just draw this trees here. So you have some variety. Like so when you draw this kind of trees, it's about making abstract composition. You just, like, you have this element, for example, and just have fun, place it around, see how make it interesting arrangement. So sometimes they're in groups, like scatter them around. So he has this kind of round trees, and sharp triangular kind of trees. They vary in size, but make most of tree be bigger, like closer to us. It should be more big size trees, and far away should be more small one. Так. Anyway, kind of this, so can also some dots. So here again like two vanishing point, and let's see, yeah, at least we can see here clearly. It's like this line and this one, so we can estimate grid. And also you see, notice like this ellipse here, right, like I told before, like more open, and this ellipse here more squish in here. So it's like x axis, and here on the mountains we can see it's like z-axis here. So this mountain is almost like a square. See, almost like a square here, no, like a box, right? So we can see this direction, and it's relates with this one, with the sofa. We can see all them following this, and this wings here, so we can see this z-axis, and here, and here, this kind of z-axis on the wall, on this rock. So it's just again like you train your eye and you will see it. You start to see it even in a such like how such like organics and seemingly irregular forms, they actually follow in grid. So it's like here, like here. Let's check, can we see vertical? So this vertical, this vertical, this vertical. So verticals here is just verticals. No, not three vanishing point perspective. But here it's like, yeah, here it's like tilted. So it's a little sloppy. Here is vertical. Anyway, let's do three vanishing point, because kind of from such angle it's will be very common to have three vanishing point. Kind of this. think I can call this video Fixing Mobius Perspective. So now we have grid, and now I can like make like general forms for our elements. So we have here like a 4 plan or 3 plan. So on a close to us, it's this edge of a building. Then we have this second plan. Kind of this stuff. Then here is like second and half. And third plan is this mountain. And this kind of stuff there. So you see again, like from general to particular. First, just make some kind of general forms, groups, like a categories, right? So there's like categories and subcategories, or it's like a folders in your hard drive. So there's main folder. It's a Mobius illustration, this one, right? Then we go, I open this main folder, then I see, okay, we have 3 plan folders for 3 plan, like one folder first plan, second folder's like third plan, and stuff like that. Then I can open each folder, and inside like this folder, what we have like architectural this nuances, like we have this thing, attachment kind of, we have balcony, in this kind of all this first plan folder or category, right? Then and here is like a pillar, we can see some pillar here. And then I say, okay, category balcony. In the balcony, I can zoom in so you can see closer. Like some dude, I have a tea party. And so here's like a table, like this thing, I don't know English how to say, samovar, and a dude standing on a balcony waving to boat, right? So then second plan, we have like folder for second plan. First is like 2, like 3, like 1. Here is one massive, then second thing, and third thing here, and a boat, this flying boat. I have a tutorial on Gumroad where I explain in this kind of these principles in detail explaining it, how it works, this kind of analytical approach, which is harder to explain. It sounds overcomplicated when you explaining it, but it's very convenient. It's just a logic, it's a logical approach, like kind of categorizing, put stuff in categories. Like you need to see what kind of categories you have and what is the properties of each category, what is elements of each category. So each element is part of some category, is not on its own, alright? So it's like if we have people, okay, this kind of people category, so we can put some connection between them, like say like this guy say hi, and we already show some like a world of these people here. So some people can fly with a boat, some people can sit on a balcony and drink tea. So, and there is another dude watching TV, maybe, I don't know, like we can see, like he sit in a sofa here. So it's like 1, 2, 3 people, no, and some other people. You can also like make, that's crazy, yeah, actually. There is a car, you see, there's a car on the road. I was just thinking to make like a cowboy chasing. There's like some gang try to rob pilgrims, kind of, or some tradesmen. So here is like a Wild West. Here, this far, it's like some small town, and it's like, like shooting in the air. It's so cool, right? Like clever composition, how many information you can kind of ingest here. Так, so I kind of keep sculpting, just put in this general kind of cloudy shapes. And then I can like adjust them, make more precise to perspective grid. Because first for me, what in composition, what's first of all important is placement and proportions. So it's like what kind of size, where is located. Okay. And when you just have perspective grid, it's already like kind of pushing you towards make it more attached to perspective grid. So even when you make this kind of cloudy shapes, you start trying kind of to make them align to perspective. It just start to happen subconsciously. So it's like really helpful to put perspective grid in the beginning. So kind of look into vertical lines, vertical axis. Same here, we have this Z axis. This little tilted downwards, so it doesn't follow axis, but this line, it follows this axis. So here you can see we have this Z axis. So I kind of follow this Z axis and project this side to this side. So following this z-axis, can also draw like planks on the floor here. Oh, forget there's a box. Hello. There we go. Ah, Philippe, so hello. We hear like in James Bond movie, Sito is a cat. Ah, like Vito Corleone. You came to my live stream and you don't say hello. You want to have some perspective tutorials? Look what they done to Mobus. Yeah, well, maybe I spell John Gerard not wrong. We'll fix after stream. Так. So again here z-axis, and this x-axis, so the stick following x-axis. Then we have, so like all this balcony is like a carvings, right? So we have this ellipse here, and following kind of this ellipse, we make a carving. Here is like addition. Same here, like we have this ellipses. And this like this balcony follows it. And this roof is like kind of more like curved square. So you can like, let's say, like if we have this z axis and x axis, so it's like it will be a square, and then you just make it a little curvilinear. This kind of will be this roof. So need to see square structure or like a box structure within. Same here, this thing here, let's show how it built. So it's like square, no, like a rectangle in perspective, following grid, and ellipse here. Then it moves up, and then it's like a little bigger, so we have this kind of shape. Oh, actually here it's also bigger here. Kind of this. and then you attach the roof to this thing, and this roof also like little curved. Same then here it goes down and meet this thing. So it's like it's kind of like this. Here like a little change proportion. Like I said before, like I don't totally follow all proportions. I rebuilding, making my variation. Так. Because I'm not practicing copying skill, I practicing like methodology. Practice how to draw like Möbius, not how to copy other artists. It's kind of totally different. Так. Oh, interesting. Now I only now understand idea here. So these buildings, they're actually carved from these mountains. I just understand it. So you see, it's like we have this mountain here, this rock, and it's same shape. So it's like on the bottom it's less processed, and on the top here it's more like more glazed mountain, more glazed rock. So it's these buildings, they're carved within rocks. So cool. And again, you can find out this when you watch more closely during copy. Так. So here we'll put this overlapping. So when I mean I doesn't follow exactly, I treat it as like if I look on a real place, on a real location, like I'm drawing outdoors. Like environment change a lot when you just move your hand. You turn little, you make one step left or right, and environment already change a lot. So if you little step on the right and you draw environment from little different angle, it doesn't like you draw different place. You still draw in same place. It's just like little change, you know. So after years of drawing outdoors, I was kind of decide, wait a second, like if view change so much when I just like make one step or sometimes just turn my head, because it was like multi-layer view, like we have so many planes, and like some, like let's say like this far plane, he can like you little move and this far plane will be like overlapped by buildings, so you cannot see. So so often I was drawing like my picture, right, which is based on like 4, 5, 6 point of views. So it's like I drawing like first plane from this view, then I walk like a couple steps on the right and I draw like a middle plane from this point of view, then I go other place, I draw far view, then I want some detail, I go other angle to take some detail. So it's not important to draw everything like from one point of view like this, just like copy millimeters, like take a ruler, you know, like this artist stay like this, nobody care, you just like little move and there you can just notice it's like proportions are changing constantly. So if there's so much change in your real life experience, when you look around, everything like changing like this, like moving, like background, foreground, overlap and all the time, why you cannot do same stuff in your drawing? You just look at this view and you change proportions and you do whatever you want. You still draw in a real view, and it was always fine. And same like how I treat this illustration right now. I say myself like, I don't want to copy exact like millimeter by millimeter. I don't want like waste my energy for this. It's not important. Instead, I will like treat it like analytical. So I will say like, okay, this building stay here, other buildings stay behind. So I make sure I follow this, and how much they move is not important here. Yeah. So this is why it's like their little play around here. And that's why I also suggest it's kind of part of a plan project thinking is how you define your goal, how you define like quality of your work you're working on, like what is your final result. It's like main goal and secondary and thirdary like secondary and further kind of less important goals, you know. So accuracy, like being like super like accurate to original, it's like secondary or tertiary kind of. it's very not important, because like if you spend a lot of effort for make like super accurate work, like you know what you will gain from that. Yeah, you will become like copy machine. It's like say, yeah, I can copy, and then your works will have value of a copy. So people like viewers, when they will watch your work, first what they will see and what kind of first reaction they will have is like, wow, it's so it's like a photograph, you know, like, do you really want this? Like, I mean, it's not like creative goal, like to make people, impress people with your copy skills. It's like this like hyper realists, when they're like copy this like real objects, and you want to take it, you can't take it. Okay, so nice trick. It's useful to have this skill, no doubt. I think like everybody want to be able to do everything, right? Like I wish, I mean, I definitely will be better for me if I will be like able to draw like hyper realism. Also, I want to be able run marathon like 3 day non-stop. Also, I want to be astronaut, you know, and jump from helicopter with a parachute. Maybe like go to moon, come back alive, and stuff like that. Yeah, I want everything, but you need to find your priorities. Так. Same here, you can spend like many years to improve your skill in copying stuff, but then you will sit and say like, okay, and now I need to spend more years to learn how to make impressive work, to learn how to make interesting composition, how to make interesting story, how to make a visual narrative, how to have interesting ideas. It's like, okay, maybe you can start from that. Yeah. So, and that's why also it's essential to copy from master, because you can also learn what is good enough skill. Because Möbius, he is not hyper realist. It's not like super like technical, like 100% accurate perspective. No, it's like pretty sloppy. And you can see, say like, okay, I can learn this level and this will be enough to be like a Möbius. I don't need to like really make like super 100% accurate stuff. And if you don't copy master, you study his work like very close, not analyze master works, you will have this kind of ideal image of them, you know, like average viewer have when they watch master work, and they immediately kind of have, it's like chemical reaction. It's make us think like you're witness perfection, you know. So like, oh, it's a perfect. No. Yes, it's far from perfect. It's kind of trickery somehow. It's like, it's a smart trick. It's not perfect work. So we have this first plane, second plane. Now I mean, it's just for demonstrations. Usually I will jump like all over picture. So if I draw myself. So now it's like a mountain. It's like very kind of fluid lines here, but I follow in grids. So here is the Z, and so is this kind of some this layers on a rock following Z, fallen perspective grid. Oh, and here's some people walking. This thing. This y-axis, so this edges of rock following this y-axis. Also I can add some here. Yeah, and then just this rock here. So you can see this rock is like again, like I told before, like it's kind of based on an ellipse, and this ellipse on the middle plane is kind of this. And the rock here is based on the ellipse, and this ellipse little more squish, right? Just a little, but this should be there. So, and if you like build this rock higher, right? So it's kind of, it's like elliptical grid. Also, like you can like draw in between a lot of ellipse as much as you need. Here I did this little marks. So here some Wild West. Some is running away from gangs. Like, and they're like shooting in the air, and dust behind. And here is a sheriff waiting on the road. Some badass sheriff. And you can see like this like stones and bushes. It's just like this like a pattern, like a texture. You see, so it's very interesting. It's like he making this noise. So it's like have this kind of element, have like dot, and some of these elements like dark, so it's a bush. If it's not dark, it's a stone. We can maybe also this kind of, and you just make composition with them. Sometimes you put them together, sometimes put here, put there, just make interesting pattern. Thread more also good in that stuff. So treat it as a pattern. So it's like you are making here abstract composition. First of all, you are making illusion like it's bushes and stone, but main goal is to make it look cool as an abstract composition. Because if you will have other focus, you will ruin your space. So here on this far view, it must be abstraction. So deal with it like number one goal is like abstract composition. And secondary to it is remembering like it's some kind of real objects. It's bushes and stones. Because if you do opposite, if you will treat it first as a real, and then it's like it will be like headache. You will like really like, oh my god, is it looks like a bush? Is it looks like a stone? And you will like sit like, oh, I need to draw this stone in the perspective, you know. It's like, and you put too much struggle in it. You make it too heavy, and you make it. They became like cut off. They became like each of these elements. They start to grab attention on themselves, and we don't need this on the far distance. It's now it's like assemble. It's like it should create atmosphere instead of showing like realism. Realism on the first and second plan. On the far plan, it's like more like vibe and atmosphere. So it show us there is like far away space. It show us, oh look, so many stuff there. It's like so many bushes, like stars in the sky, you know. And if we have like detailed mountain here, then on the far planes we have forms that kind of reminds mountains. They kind of give us idea that this is a mountain, but there doesn't look like mountain at all. It's just some forms with the patterns, some lines and dots, pure abstraction. So just kind of try to look at this way, like here, right? What's this? Just dots, some lines. And I talk about this like very clearly. I have very good explanation of it in my video how to draw, how to sketch nature. Hello, dolphin soul. Oh, hello to India. Cool, thank you. So watch my video how to sketch nature or how to draw nature, something like this. Oh, here's a building, forget. Okay. You can also make some stronger line, thicker line. To kind of separate these groups. Oh, forget this. Anyway, kind of this. So I have some more reference can study. But This is kind of similar scene here. We can see very clearly vanishing point, but it's like so much organic shapes. Так. This is my favorite. Let's just do quickly this sketch, because my phone almost finished battery. It's a young Mobius, young Tanjiro. So it's kind of isometry here. Vertical lines, they're just vertical. And axis. So again, like I'm recreating it, right? So I look what we have. We have interior, exterior. Interior we have like a window and this window table. So I recomposing it. Just want to make sure we can clearly see people in the window. So make window very big. Then Tanjiro, see it here, and here is even shadow. So I just like make it more compact. Let's make sure. Draw his hand here. So it's like perfect example, like of a perspective grid, how it's universally apply to interior and exterior in the same picture. Okay, so for today we'll stop here, and yeah, if you want more studies and breakdown of Möbius, write in the comment, do you like it? So here I still have some more interesting references. See you in next video. Yeah.